Last time on the Empire's Edge.
So it doesn't take that long, and you are called. You're all summoned back into the council once again. One part would probably want to just kill you if they could, but they already figured they probably couldn't. And then the rest do want to get rid of you.
This seems better a time to split.
I would agree.
It's a little unnerving to see because there could be maybe a couple hundred of them.
Stop.
Yeah, because you smell like one of the sisters,
Yeah.
and that means that you're going to
D&D is so
kill the
weird.
smell layers off. Kill the smell layers
Yeah, he's
off,
with
yeah.
you because you smell like one of his sisters.
Well, more accurately, I smell like his sister's deodorant.
Honor the pact, and once their tasks are done, show them the way out to the hell.
Why is she telling us this?
Yeah. Why are you bringing this to us now?
Because I don't know how we are proceeding. I don't know what's going to happen next. The city itself seems to be crumbling. Order seems to be crumbling. It's as though everything in Ch'tak Dan is coming apart. So it sounds like Ch'tak has just been, droning on. No, Happy New Year. So there are particular questions you were asking. Which ones do you want to reiterate to see if you can actually get an answer for?
I mean, the last thing she said was something to the effect of,
Everything is coming apart.
yeah, like my world's on fire. How about yours? I want to ask her because she supposedly had the issue. She brought up the what's called the cult, and I want to ask her if there is like what is so bad about the cult. We've only heard very minor mention about it. What is so wrong with this cult that's around here?
And she hesitates for a while before the answer comes out. And again, this is still in audible clicking sounds and not any kind of telepathy. Yeah. And so as she really is forming this articulation, she finally says, imagine something in your own culture that was known to be distasteful for so long. It was the object of derision. And then suddenly you began to wonder if it could be right.
The people of Gryan animating their graveyard to help them fight orcs or something.
Oh God, yeah, that'd be bad.
So it isn't just that I'm saying I question, Jacob, that maybe there are things about the cult that are actually correct. And it is part of the future. But I can't admit to wanting to follow it.
Ask her if she's considered that the changes that we've done are sustainable changes. Like, yes, we brought more drones than what would be traditional, but they're just drones. They know how to deal with drones. We're not giving them resource that they don't know how to deal with.
Yeah, what changes have we made or what resource have we brought that sees itself as unsustainable?
It's not the resource itself. The drones, as I've said before, raiding for drones is known in our culture. It's just that now some other clan home will raid someone and try to secure 200 drones, and then all of their drones, that they'll collapse a household, a clan. War shouldn't be about destroying the household. It should be about maneuvering for power. So the mode that they were gotten in is not sustainable. And yet there are those that will say, yes, let's do it just that way again, which again ends Ch'tak Dan. It is the same city.
In the same vein, I'm not sure if they could repeat that stunt without us, but that's the problem. If they ascend to power by the methods we've been employing, they need to maintain power with those methods because everyone who can see them will be responding to those methods. That if they can't maintain the level of power we're providing them, they're just going to collapse again.
Yeah.
I think that's making a lot of assumptions about how people are going to respond. Ask her how people have...
I fight professionally. I know this.
Ask her how people have responded in the past because their tactics had to have changed.
When was the last time this happened? Was it with Illicid?
Yes, it's been not since that time of that demon, of Illicid.
But Illicid went to places that he wasn't supposed to go, gained knowledge he wasn't supposed to gain. That's what made him such a threat. That's not what we're doing. Ch'tak, I want to understand because I want to know. Well, I'm not going to talk to Ch'tak. I'm going to talk to you. Because you're translating.
It's being translated.
So. Click.
So I want to understand I want to make sure I understand where your concerns are, because I want to know how we solve this problem. Here's the reality. As demons, we don't belong here. We want to be on the surface. We'd like to get to the surface as fast as possible. What my perception is, what we've done is nothing different than what your society has done. We did capture one artifact, but we didn't make that. We just captured it. You guys have taken drones forever. We took more drones, but without us, it would appear to me what we've done so far is sustainable. It is stuff that you can continue to do. How can we help you? What
we've done hasn't been outside of your abilities. It's just been on a much larger scale. It's not. It's like trying to tell that to her, where it's like it's not unsustainable. It's just faster.
That is it. It is the speed. It is so fast in our society. And you're right. Managing drones has been something we've always done. We have retaught drones before that is within our abilities. It's what's happened culturally. It's a different kind of breaking of our society that we don't know how we can sustain it. It's the council itself is fractured. Even when Illicid was here, I've now been told that the council was unified consistently in their decisions and their actions. So
I wondered that if it's the splitting, if it's the debate in the council. So how can we help, Shatask? How can we exit faster?
And you really get like no response as far as this has to happen.
Above her pay grade.
That all I can say is that things are running to a conclusion very quickly, and either Chatak Dan will survive or it won't. Kreenach Rogan will survive or it won't. But I don't know what can be done. It's just a matter of trying to rebuild society once everything falls.
So, Victor had an insight. Can Boris make an insight check to see if he too made that insight?
Well, sure. As you're making the roll, what's the insight you're thinking about that you've made?
What I'm wondering is she talking to us about this because, for want of a better way of phrasing it, we're her only friends? That she can't express this kind of
angst?
Massively not angst. It's like the literal breakdown of her culture.
Yeah.
This massive, potentially heretical realizations and questions. She can't talk to anyone else in Kreenach Rogan about it because she doesn't know who cult members are. And she can't talk to the cult about it because she's not a member.
Right.
Yeah, good roll your insight.
Can fix that
for him.
Nice. 19.
You do. You have picked up on that very fact that it sounds terrible to say. It seems like in Nuriak don't really have friends. They have loyalties. They have obligations. But in essence,
they have a social equivalent.
You would be like her only friends with whom she can talk. Yeah. Because she can't go to the council because it's fractured.
They'll kill her.
Right. They could just kill her for voicing it. She couldn't go to other sisters at her own level because there's one of three different things. They're either for it continuing this way, they're for it going back to the old way, or they're for the cult. I mean, there's no way to know anyone in their culture to talk to know how it's going to fall.
Right.
You guys are consistent. You just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Do we suggest to her that we could connect her with somebody from the cult?
I think we offer it. That's where I'm leading. If nothing else, she might be a steadying influence on them.
Yeah, I agree. Do you want to?
Yeah. Just think about how to phrase this one.
Yeah.
So, okay, remind me again what her reaction was when I first brought up the cult, when I was asking her about kind of their standpoint.
In retrospect, it could have been an act, but she was very much...
Do you want to join the Satanists?
Want to see a dead body?
Yeah, we're like, that she was, she treated it with disdain. That she was like, this is a disease. And that's how she referred to it.
Yeah, but that was a lot of thinking ago.
Yeah, that was her own person. That was
before we destabilized the government.
Yeah, I mean, like just now when we first kind of brought it up, when I asked the question and kind of gauging her reaction.
Yes, well, that reaction, yeah, I think you already rolled that, or you rolled on that.
Probably, but that sounds like a whole episode ago.
That was last episode, yeah. The response that you would get from that, Jacob, would be that she's actually looking at it like maybe they're right. that there is no way to go back to the old way. It just can't happen. Too much has changed. But we can't keep running at this breakneck speed because there's no way to make decisions, there's no way to plan for a culture. It's too fast. So then maybe introducing little bits of, okay, we can waste some stuff here, and it's okay.
When you have resources to waste, is wasting a bad thing?
Right. So it actually would sound like she's open to the concept of the cult, but wouldn't commit herself to it.
Okay. So like mentioning that, bringing that up where...
We've got this debate club.
When you talk about all these concerns you have as far as the sustainability of the actions of the clan, would it not make more sense to, rather than vilify this other area, this movement within this cult, instead of or at least pursue understanding what it is that they're trying to accomplish more fully, to maybe borrow some of their ideologies,
harmony.
Yeah,
to bring harmony between the groups. Yeah,
it's intent to come up just a little bit, and you take that as a positive. That would be a possibility. That would be an ample use of resource to find out and gather data on what that cult's actual goals are and how much it would change from what society has been heretofore.
Would that be something that you see as beneficial? Do you have the proper channels to bring such information in a way where it's not going to immediately reflect poorly upon
we
you
know at
or
least
us?
one of them's allied.
I would see that as a viable purpose, Jacob. And no, I have no capability to connect myself to that clan.
Do I
that
know
clan,
immediately
that
how
cult.
well she works with the council? Yeah, that one.
She's pretty new to it. That she would just be receiving orders to it, and is only very reason granted.
Yeah, I think
audience.
she's like a non-council sage.
I really was wondering if there was some way that we could...
An expendable sage.
Yeah, like if there was but we also don't have any other people in the hierarchy that we can talk to directly. Like we could go marching into the council.
Do we teach her the ping code?
Well,
Yeah.
we do have the council member that responded to our telepathic gesture.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking about bringing up to her, but what would she be able to do with that information?
No, I'm saying we introduce her to Thug. That we just get her in touch with the cult.
Oh.
And if the cult from there is like, hey, yeah, you want to talk to our buddy on your council about it? That's their business. We just get her in
that's
the
a good
door.
idea.
Thug do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let
That's a
them
good idea.
handle their
She's got to
internal
point them in
affairs.
the direction and not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Not
I was
trying to
wondering
solve it.
how we get Shatask with the council member that we know is on there, but completely removing us from that entirely and letting Thug do that, I like that a lot better.
So what if one of the things that I bought, I don't even remember, I bought some rope. What if I gave her some of the rope that I bought and said, take this back to Thug. It's substandard, because then she could connect with Thug without necessarily being under suspicion as to why she's going to the demon people, sellers.
Yeah.
That would definitely put her back into that place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, we teach her the telepathic gesture and say, we taught you it. We think you're safe for the cult.
When you get to Thug, tell him this, blink, and then...
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to...
So then either you can join or betray him as you will.
Yeah, right.
Well,
So
It's all
whatever.
on you now.
Do your thing, because we're still trying to get the heck out of Dodge.
Right,
So,
yeah,
but-
exactly.
Shatask, we want to offer information to you, but we want to make sure that the way we give it to you and what you do with it is safe for not just you, but us as well, because we don't want to in any way ruin our chances of getting out of here, because love it down here as you might, this is our hell.
Yeah, and again, totally startled reaction from her. Actually, it goes telepathic, like a what?
Yeah.
That how could you think that? But then you are demons, and reiterates the same. That is why I come to you. I want you to know what the situation is before you go to the council, because invariably they will be summoning you.
So then I'll share that with her and tell her we found... I forgot his name again. I just used it.
Thug.
We found Thug during our trip to the marketplace, and we learned all about kind of this secret society. As
We
it's moving
touched
through
base
here.
with them.
Touched base with them. We had a conversation. We've learned more about what it is that they're trying to pull off. If you are looking for the same thing, we'd like to find a way of putting you in touch with him directly.
And again, you can tell that she has this quasi appreciative and also sickened all at the same time.
Yay! Oh, wait, I'm excited for this. That's kind of gross.
and do know that it does exist. We found one of your sisters during that one outing that we had that was part of this cult.
Yeah, the
That's right.
reconnaissance. Yeah.
There are more already within Chetakdan that
It will give you allies and help you weather whatever comes.
Do any of you, maybe make an intelligence roll. Go ahead and do that to remember a point that had come up as you guys were studying Inuriac culture.
Natural
And of
20.
course, someone rolls a natural 20.
I rolled a natural 19.
I rolled a nat 10.
So
that it totals out to, is this a saving throw or an intelligence check?
an intelligence check.
Darn. 12 instead of 17.
Okay.
22.
And
24.
okay. So both Jacob and Zelen, do you recall that from what Thug had said to you, that they have operatives in all the different clans? And it isn't like they have an operative like we're trying to work on bringing these houses down from the inside. It's just that they have people all over the place. That there's this exists in all households.
But what if we did it this way?
So they could be a unifying force when it comes to whatever comes after, this this near confrontation.
Absolutely.
So to communicate that as well could be of benefit to Shatask as well.
I'm just trying to get alleged friend through this. What they do with their politics is their business.
We brought that up to just like already within here you have allies, so that way what you're doing isn't going to leave you high and dry, but also not just Chetakdan, all other areas have these seedlings of this cult that's throughout it that you will be able to know rather well that there is a unifying force moving behind this, that if there is this power struggle, if things start collapsing, that there's at least, you're not going to be alone and you will have friends. Even if you have to leave here, you could go elsewhere.
Then I am receptive to this introduction.
So I'm going to give her 10 feet of rope. I purchased this from...
Right from the middle of it. So
well,
now she's
actually,
got-
rather than destroying the rope, let's use one of the hides.
Right.
Yeah, because we've got a bunch of the hides. So
Yeah.
we can
rope, very useful.
Yeah. Okay.
Hide
Pelt,
sleep,
less
good.
useful.
Yeah.
I still got a bedroll. I'll be fine.
So I'll give her I'll give her one of the hides and tell her to return it to
And
Thug.
we teach her that mental ping.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And again, seems to be like a little less sickened, but still sickened. That there's definitely a shift taking place.
Glad to have a plan, if nothing else.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. That she has a direction to go in, which is what she didn't before.
Are you happy that we gave Shatask a flip-flacking plan?
I am happy she got a flip-flacking plan.
That she has a plan. And then
Plan? There is no plan.
before this is quite resolved, as you're still talking to each other, her head turns to one side and she looks and nods and says, "Yes, as I expected, the council is summoning you."
One last question. How was Elised taken? If we're in danger, we need to know what to prepare for.
Yeah, was he called to the council in the middle of a meeting with you?
Right, yeah. How was he taken?
And again, she was already starting to move toward the door once she announced that the council was calling. And then she pauses again and turns back to all of you and says that he was easily captured, that he was summoned to the council. The council had already decided that he would be eliminated, but his power was so great. Again, from what I've learned since I've been allowed access to the council, he had greater power than the three of you together. And his power was so vast, he could have stood against them. It was as though he allowed himself to be captured. It was as though he allowed himself to be destroyed. And I only attribute that as something about demons, because it makes no sense to an Anuriac.
Makes no sense to us.
Very high level wizard, because that's what we found a spell book. He's a wizard,
Right.
And before Illicid was part of the Razia Wizards.
And he also seemed like he was degenerating mentally and emotionally. I mean, I wonder if
aging. I think the word you're looking for is aging.
No, I mean, it seemed like because I've been studying his journals, and it seemed like he was becoming confused and unhappy. And I mean, maybe he just had enough.
The process of that happening over 60, 70 years, right?
Right.
Is aging.
Everything sucks. I hate everybody.
I mean, my point is that he might have just had enough. That he was tired of living down here and didn't see any way of getting out.
What I wonder is if he had wizards have fail safes. I bet he was using that somehow.
But
she has no more answer to it than that.
Yeah.
All right. So then, do you guys go with her to the council?
Yeah.
I don't think we're making our escape now.
Well, it's kind of reassuring.
Yeah.
That the only reason that happened is he allowed it to happen, that we might actually still stand a chance if they're flipping on us.
I just hate that the only way I have to communicate with the cult is just are you in the cult? Yes. Are you in the cult? What cult? Never mind.
Those that aren't in it, they don't actually hear that. They wouldn't even hear that ping going
It's like at a
them.
frequency.
Yeah, you're going, and
It means
some people are going.
Victor scratched his nose. Yeah.
Yeah, like
And
silver
you know that-
doorknob. Yes, silver doorknob. And everyone's like, freaking, what are they
No,
doing?
you're not doing anything out of the ordinary. You're not going, lovely weather we are having. Wink, wink.
What's weather?
It's it's not a ping, it's a gesture. It's why I keep saying telepathic gesture. Because anybody else registering that is just like, yeah, they went telepathically and just, those in the cult.
That almost feels weirder to me. I don't like mental coughs.
But the point for Jacob would be that
Yeah, I'm only
you
saying
could,
that because it's a language.
you
Yeah.
could do this regularly, and until any Anuric that can pick up on it is one that's already part of that cult. Or has been
Okay.
brought
Yeah, and
into
then you
it.
can talk to them because you
Well,
speak
still,
their
yeah.
language
And then-
with your weird
And-
face bagpipes.
and no one else
Yeah,
is going to
but-
react to it.
The only other response I've gotten is someone on the council, which I can't exactly imagine. Like, hey, Jim, wanna come have a chat? Like,
Yeah, it would be step 2 could be a little different.
After
Well,
a
yeah.
council session, you say to a drone, "Take me to Jim."
And we're not 100% sure though what the cult's use for us is. Do they want us dead? Do they want us to stay here forever? Do they want to help us
If they
escape?
want us dead, they probably would have attacked us by now.
I might not know how any of this works. When we're not in the council chambers, does the council not stay there? Do they actually leave too?
That area despawns, so they're
Yeah,
returned
right.
to the holding
This whole
bucket.
time, I thought they always resided in there.
Like
that they
teachers
never
are
left.
always in the school. They never leave.
Do they have a cot behind the little podium?
I don't know. Do they actually leave? Did I just miss this the whole time?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Probably.
that was an option. When you said just take me to Jim, I'm like, what are they gonna do? Lead me back into the council?
They're all looking at you. Jim's like, uh-oh.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I feel like I'm better equipped to handle this situation now.
I've learned Anuriac. Yeah.
I feel like it would have been better if you
Time
had just
to
like
go.
mentioned before. It's like, yeah, and as you guys are driving that way, you see one of the councilmen, and you're like, oh, well, dang it.
You're hanging out in their version of a Starbucks. There's the council just kind of hanging out.
Like honestly,
Yeah, and they just move as a
Having a
single
Montalcino.
conglomerate.
Yeah.
when I was driving through Buford the other day, I saw,
Be a dronachino.
I saw one of the government plates, and I looked in, and I saw one of our council members was right there. I'm like, oh yeah, they do go out in public.
Holy crap, they're not vampires.
Yeah, okay, that makes so much more sense.
All right. Well, I'm glad
Welcome
we
to
worked on
Earth.
that.
I thought they lived there. I didn't know.
So as you walk into the council chamber, 3 of them are climbing up onto their podiums.
Thank you. What's that so hard?
One is here. One is
The rest
holding
are
a
quietly pushing
drone
cots where we
Montalcino.
can see them.
One hooks their Gap bag on the back of their chair.
Abercrombie and Shock Troop.
Abercrombie and Ditch.
So once you guys are all in there, and there are a couple of shock troops in here, which is unusual for a
Any we
council meeting.
recognize?
No.
Is it the new one we stole from you guys?
Where's Tomas?
That as you come in, again, they're so often without any kind of preamble, they just give the order that sounds like just a thunderclap. And they say, the 3 of you will spearhead a decapitation assault on Gha'Geendrog.
What's a decapitation assault?
We're
That
killing their
is-
leadership.
We want you to go in and kill the matriarch of Gha'Geendrog.
Oh,
It's been so ordered by the matriarch of Creanoch Rogan. Oh, she had to intervene because the council couldn't come to the decision by itself.
can I get an insight on that? Because it doesn't exactly strike me as like, would this be something they lie about? Would it
Do an insight.
Yeah. 9.
You don't know.
Beats
They're
me on- Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
all the mental things
Neither of
came
us are
through to
paying
you
attention.
as absolutely true.
I rolled a natural 20,
Oh my
Wow,
god.
you just do that.
Me and Usud are playing telepathic blackjack. We're not paying attention.
which is a
We explained
29.
what a
It's this
decapitating assault is,
multicolored,
and-
this kind of swirly purple dye you wear. I think that you wear.
You
that
wear.
roll,
I wear pop it out of my ear.
that it has a
You're welcome.
it has a weighted thing along the 1, and so it always comes up at
Did
20.
you just have to look at that to figure out what's opposed to the 20?
No.
But now I got to rub it because I got to put my luck
Gotta
back
get-
into it.
wow.
Now
Get
I
the
can
DM
handle
on my
it.
bed.
DM. All right, got it.
Get rid of that haterade.
Guess that's it.
Haterade.
Now, you think that they are being exactly honest, that is what the goal is, that they want you...
Can I do an insight to see if that is as irregular as I think it is?
Yes, go ahead.
It struck me immediately as irregular.
15.
Yes, that this sounds like it's if it's precedented, it's been a long, long time. That this is not how they do warfare.
A technical authority, but not a de facto authority.
Right, because they don't they don't destroy another household, and this would going after the matriarch of another household would absolutely destroy that household.
This time, do we get the railgun?
Well,
probably not.
So
are you asking that directly?
No.
Did you click that up at them?
That would be a very bad idea.
Okay.
Give railgun.
Please.
So unless you guys have a question.
I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about the fact that this is so outside of their culture to go in and destroy the matriarch. Has this ever been done before? Has this ever been attempted before?
And again, the council looks at you. They blank out for just a moment. There's no psychic messages coming, and then when they come back into you again, they say it has been, but it's been so long. It is more myth than it is knowledge. Yeah. That there was at least one other clan. Clans do die sometimes, but that one clan was destroyed by another clan.
Why would you want this to happen this fast?
And again, that's almost like
to secure absolute dominance,
tearing the council apart right now, and even saying it that there are some who are already mentally voicing maybe we shouldn't do it. It's like no, it goes, and then it starts again till it's cut back off, and it comes back in, because that is the most expeditious use of resources with the current situation.
And what resources will we be given to make this happen?
A strike team.
And is this our last assignment?
This is your last assignment. This is your last assignment, and then you'll be taken to hell.
It feels very pointed. They wanted us to help them become in charge, and if absolutely killing the next guy is...
killing the current leaders. They're saying, hey, do the coup.
Yeah, if you can't get in charge after that, we can't get you in charge. But yeah.
Do you? What's on a strike team?
You will have 6 shock troops and Shatask with you.
6 shock troops and Shatask. And do you have any of their scent?
Scent will not be needed. We make a direct assault. We'll be putting in the vast number of our drones and soldiers and shock troops, as well as adepts and sages. It'll be a full-scale attack against Gha'Geendrog.
All right. How soon?
12 hours.
And
I can't think of anything else we need to know, do you?
Is that long enough for me to get a long rest? How long is a long rest?
That's
a long rest
8
plus
hours.
4 hours.
So this is me asking Boris and Zelen, actually more pointedly, I guess, asking the people at the table who are not piloting characters, but who are not the characters, rather. It's just, would it be worthwhile asking when this is done? How do we go about getting out of here? Is it going to happen immediately afterwards, or are we going to come back here? Is there going to be a debrief? Is there going to be any sort of time wasting after this is done?
I think getting that technicality would be a good idea.
I do too. Yeah, like we have the attack.
Try and get them to their word.
We just keep on moving.
So I'll vocalize that before they head out.
Yeah, the other side of their compound's actually right outside of Sarnkar Azul. So if we just kept walking when we raided them for drones, we'd be home.
See, we thought it was traffic. It was just all going in circles. We didn't even realize
it. Is this a click our heels 3 times type of thing that we could have been home a long time ago?
If that was the case.
So what are you saying, Jacob?
After we
No.
After we've completed this task for you, how are we going to go about being returned to the surface?
After our victory is secured, you will return here to the council. We will then begin setting up the logistics necessary, logistics that we could spare, that resource, to form a caravan and take you to a part of hell that is adjacent to us and yet still the surface.
Do we agree to that, or do we just want to go from, we don't want to come back here, just go from there?
We need the caravan.
Yeah, we need someone to lead us.
That's
how we go.
Food stuff.
But why can't the survivors from the raid just lead us?
I'd like to regroup after a battle.
The preparations might also be important too. Is just having the food, because It took us a number of hours to get down here, but we were also riding through caves and water.
And we were fish.
And
there wasn't a place you're not heading just back out that same way.
It might take weeks to walk out.
All right. So if you guys agree, I guess I agree.
Yeah.
As the paranoid one of the group, I guess I agree.
I'm not surprised that would I rather they just go, and we have teleported? That'd be fantastic. It makes the most sense that their best solution is, we're pretty sure this is how you get out. We're going to walk with y'all there.
Just wish they had like a tree or something nearby. I can just go into the tree. So, I mean, are we less than, 5 miles down?
If you could find a tree down here, you would probably be at the surface.
Do they have trees? Does that word mean anything to them?
No, probably not.
We did this first when we came down here because Zellen's staff can turn into a tree.
Well, yeah, but that was a magical tree that just kind of appeared out of nowhere. If it's an established tree that actually is naturally occurring, I think that's what they said.
So we just need to find it growing from the ceiling.
Do they have a tree?
There have been no trees.
Okay, yeah. Then how do the rest of us get out?
Figure it out.
I'll be waiting. I'll get a fire going for you.
This is me figuring it out.
I'm making cookies.
So you're telling me I need to take your armor?
No.
You're telling me that I need to take your armor.
I'm gonna come back for you.
All right.
I'll buy a great big drill.
I'll invent a drill. I'll get a great big one.
And come down to get you. All right, so then if you guys have no further questions, then you're heading back to your own quarters.
Yep.
Doing whatever prep that you
I think
need to do.
Standard
hitting
gear.
the long rest button.
Hit the long rest button.
Yeah, right. What I'd want to do in our 4 hours is like secure anything I definitely want either of our stuff or of Ellicid's stuff left behind.
Mm-hmm.
So using that inventory from last time,
all right,
packing stuff in bags. My backpack. I guess I'd take my backpack with me because it's got other stuff with it. I've always been picturing that's part of my gear.
You take it off and again all the Unuric gasp.
Double check that I put my shield and my splint mail in the Lemon Secret Zest, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, so double checking that we've got all our gear together so we're ready to go, so we don't have to waste any amount of time getting ready for the caravan, that we're just like, yes, ready, go, now.
Anything else with Jacob, Zellen, when it comes to gear and organization thereof?
No, but every time you guys make me look at my gear, I always remind myself of the nasty stuff that I'm carting around with.
What's rotting in your gear now?
3 pounds of Guardian spinal column would probably be the most.
You open that bag for the first time in a month. Oh, man.
Yeah, no, that was from Vartengraf.
Yeah.
That's been dead for eons.
Yeah, no,
so it's...
I don't have any other random pieces of thing, so I think we should be fine. But also, it's kind of mixed in to where I have like my gear as well as names of important people that we've met. So on one side, I have a potion of healing, but apparently Drew the druid is in my bag as well because he's right next to the elk skin.
What are you doing in there? All right, so 12 hours.
Yeah.
And you guys are heading
organizing
back to...
for 4-ish, long rest. Then we're heading to wherever we're rallying to go.
Yep, let's
kick
go.
some mandibles in.
All right, so you know what spells you're going to be preparing, what stuff you're going to be setting up.
Everything's all set, yep.
All right. Then as you wake up and you're moving back out, there's a group of 6 shock troops that are ready to take directions from you.
Is any of them Tomas?
No. You don't see that other one anywhere. Now, they've still keep glazing over the fact that like you should be able to command these things, but they've not said how. Like they've expected you to work that out. So it's very good that you did at least partially work that out, either through
as far as they know, I've worked that out.
And yeah, you've worked that out that you can give commands to things.
Fake it till you make it.
But these
pretty much
6 troops seem to be under your direct control, and Shatask is there too. You also notice that Iskin Thovit is not part of her bodyguard at this point, which is most typical.
Yeah, that's unusual.
So they're not there. And then you're moving toward a staging area, and it looks as though they might actually just breach their own wall, that they're not going to go out through the main thoroughfare, but go through either a side street or through some other street to go and attack them directly.
A more direct route.
Yeah, Boris, do you agree with that? I mean, you're the tactical dude.
Their wall, I don't care.
So they have a great number of drones that are all poised, like leaning against the wall, ready for it to remove stuff from the wall. And then at a non-spoken command, almost at once, about 40 drones just like evaporate that piece of wall, taking chunks out of it, like making it soft and pliant, and then pulling those pieces out. And then those shock troops start to move, and I would guess all of you with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, I'd allow a good few ranks of drones to go first and then us. So that way, while we are spearheading, we're not finding landmines.
Yeah.
right. So as you head out into what is really
face.
I didn't know that was an option.
those exist.
It's always an option.
That you're not in the promenade, but you're on a parallel street to it, and this street looks to be, if anything, a more direct passage. It's just that, I mean, in Uriak culture, that they do things for the show of it, for like the subtleties of the politics. But this road is just like, it's almost like loading docks to loading docks. It's right to Gha'Geendrog. And they're running right at the wall. So, Zelen, do you step forward for anything, or are you allowing them to do whatever wall breach they're going to be doing?
No, they can do it. I'll save my spells.
Ow, did that hurt?
No, that's just
Okay.
that was just my knuckle on the table.
We rolled dice. He bangs on the table.
He rolls knuckle bones, specifically his.
A group of drones have rushed forward, and they're against the wall, and then they are being hit by, it looks like some kind of like a force or a blast that
Eldritch in nature?
that could be like an eldritch blast, yeah. But as they do that, they burst into acid, and the wall is just evaporated right through.
I'm starting to wonder if they didn't like spit acid at their wall, or they just like, all right, and Alex through Dan, you're getting mashed against the wall to melt through.
No, this one, they definitely sacrificed a bunch of their drones, probably new drones, resource drones, to go through that
New
wall.
or recently stolen?
Recently stolen, yeah. And
New
so
to us.
We made suicide bombers. We can't not be terrorists.
No.
And as this whole group moves forward, there's a smaller but still large group of drones moving in the van of this movement. And then pretty almost immediately, they're being attacked by soldiers and shock troops from either side. Go ahead and roll a nits with me.
Yes. Nice.
Not bad.
Ooh.
21.
20.
Oh man, mine was poopy. I rolled the wrong dice.
What? Oh.
9.
It's like if you rolled a d12,
You
you can
needed to be
re-roll
10
it.
higher than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
19. No.
Sorry.
All right. And then he's got to roll 30 initiative rolls, so we'll be here for a second.
Actually, no, I just rolled 1, and my troops are going at a 21.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
am I allowed to do something like right now? Or no, because we did initiatives?
You're welcome to keep asking me. You should be
Oh,
asking
am I allowed to do something
Well,
right
it depends
now?
about what the something is, because I just asked
Call
for
my
nit rolls.
flaming friend.
It's an action.
I forgot.
That'd be an action. And I'm not sure who your flaming friend is, who's going to show up. I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable.
Girl, no.
Girl.
I forgot.
What are you doing
Wildfire spirit. Call my wildfire spirit.
on your nit?
Yeah.
All right, so
Really? Chittin' in this season? That was so 2 years ago. We're
anyone
on
higher than
endoskeletons
21?
now, honey.
We're still getting canceled.
Yeah.
And it's
20.
and
21.
and
9.
okay, so
What's their dex mod?
I'll go with +3.
Oh, yeah, you beat me.
All right, so there are
My
shock
dex mod's a
troops.
+2.
Oh, gosh.
Shock troops are attacking. Let me see, with the 6, 7, 8 of you. 9 of you.
Your dex mod's a +10.
Shut up.
How do you have a 30 dex?
I was giving a 5 to both of you.
Okay, so one of you are being attacked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's Boris. So as these
makes
shock
sense.
troops in this initial chamber were attacking, most of your own shock troops were the targets of those attacks, and Boris on this one. So first attack on you,
The
Boris.
actually dangerous shock troop.
And 2 attacks those from at the same time here. For these guys +60. And one's going to hit with a 23.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Need a dex save. Can I have a D10?
You sure can. There you go. He's got 2 digits on it.
I don't care. Still a D10.
So many dice are being rolled.
nowhere near as impressive as some of the other ones I've done. Need a dex save from him.
And he makes a save.
So he's taking half damage.
Okay.
So that will be 7.
All right, he takes the 7, and you take 9.
What is it with these guys and doing 9 points of damage?
Yeah, I know, just kind of weird. All right, and then the other attack. So you guys can make a decision.
99 hit points.
So those are my guys, and your shock troops were also attacked at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can either stay there and engage in the attack, or you can let the shock troops handle that and move further through with the van.
Keep moving. We have a priority.
All right, so at 21, Boris.
Keep it moving!
All right, so he's going to get the an attack on you.
All right, disengages my action and then move.
Was that your... He still has an attack of opportunity on you?
No. That's what disengage
Disengaged,
does.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I always want to get those attacks of opportunity because I was the subject of them so many times.
That's because you ran around a lot in 3.5 rather than just shooting things.
I guess that must have been it. All right, so moving and then counting down. Where are you again? 20?
20.
Yeah, so you're at 20.
Because
move to stay up, then shoot somebody.
I was gonna say, regular move action. Is there anyone?
I don't think they've ever seen you fire your bow yet.
Probably not. Let's give them a show. Who
How many months have we been down there and you haven't shot a single arrow?
Oh no, I've shot some arrows. It's just we were kind of like the last kind of subterfuge
at them. I mean,
yeah.
So that would be one of the shock troops attacking one of your shock troops. That's be toward the front, which would be a good one to get out of the way as you guys are proceeding further forward.
Screw that guy in particular. I'll go ahead and use a Hunter's Mark. I'll cast it as a bonus action and mark that guy. And I stopped it before it goes. I'm going to fire an owl arrow since I'm running in that direction. I might see if I can stop by and pick it up on the way.
Okay.
And do you do that? You already said you did the Hunter's Mark and that kind of stuff. Well done.
All right. How's 28?
Yeah, that definitely hits his 8. There's a 19.
The one that he's engaged in combat with, has that one already hit him for whatever reason? Like he's below his hit point maximum?
We haven't gotten to his round yet.
All right, cool. Sorry, that's that for that.
You could do the one I electrocuted.
If it's not the same guy, then I guess.
Not the same guy.
All right, well, cool. Then I will do... Wow, that went far.
Right across the floor.
Where did it go? Oh, it's a 6. I'm keeping it. Which means I did max damage for 21 points of damage.
Well done.
And then I'm going to fire at him again with advantage.
Okay, go.
Because
using another special arrow? Or?
No, I'll use a normal one for this one. Just in case I don't... Natural 20.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
Very good.
Oh, that's so nice. All right, D8. I need to borrow a D8. Can I borrow a D8?
Nice.
Thank you. And... Hunter's Mark only happens. No. Hunter's Mark is every time.
Yeah, it's the other one that.
Double that. D8 from that. 2d6. That's what I'm missing. I need one more d6 as well.
He's putting
sneak
dice
attack
as he's
damage.
going.
There we go.
Wow, that's a lot of dice.
That is a lot of dice.
All ones.
Wow, there's a lot of 2s and 3s. So 9, 13, 18, 25 points of damage again.
Still.
Rolled low. 25.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I rolled 6 dice.
All right, so he's definitely taking
64
damage, and then with the move part of your action, just moving forward as the van continues to go. All right,
and if I move up to where I just fired the arrow, I'll see if I can pick up my arrow.
Zelen, what was your?
So I movement-wise, I'm going to stay with my team.
Okay.
Action-wise, I'm going to summon Wildfire Spirit. I am specific about where I summon it, away from us. Within the bad guys.
Just in a massive enemy drones.
Exactly. Because each creature within 10 feet of the spirit, when it appears, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC or take 2d6 fire damage.
Okay. Got it. So, and yours was an 18, I think is the save now? What'd you say?
My spell save DC is...
Be a 17.
I forget where to find it. I'm sorry. Yeah, 17.
17.
I found it.
Okay. And you want to roll your damage?
3.
It was just 2d6, not 2d6 plus anything?
Nope, just 2d6.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so some drones and soldiers and a shock troop were scorched as this thing came into place.
Rather toasty.
Now,
Well, shock and awe, if nothing else.
When I have my Wildfire Spirit summoned, I can take a bonus action and tell it to do something. Can I do that when it's summoned, or does that not happen until the next time around?
If it's a bonus action, I think you're right now.
By my reading of the rules, it's your bonus action. It does the thing on its turn, which happens right after you.
There you go.
So yes.
Okay. So then I'm going to ask it to. Hold on one moment.
You're going to ask it to hold on?
He grabs onto a shock group.
I am going to ask it to do Flame Seed, which is a ranged weapon attack, +9 to hit, range of 60 feet, one target I can see. So I'm going to ask it to do Flame Seed on either a shock troop, if I can see a shock troop, or if I can see anybody that's doing magic out here. I'll have it do it on the one that's doing magic. That would be my preference.
I would assume a hostile.
Oh, yeah, of course a hostile.
Oh, God, that would suck.
Yeah, but you never know with that one.
But nothing else takes damage when this thing is done. It's a single target.
Yep, it's a single target. It's a ranged weapon attack, +9 to hit, range 60 feet, one target you can see, hit 1d6 +4.
There's a number of shock troops in this area right
Are
now.
there any magic? Are there any?
There are no sisters in here that are spellcasting. They came through in a place where they seem to not be.
Okay.
You could have it teleport to us and do damage to the things nearby again.
Oh, this is true. Oh, but if it appears to near
No,
us.
it does damage where it left.
Oh, good. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I could have it do that.
Because how many things are
You've
around
already
it?
given it its instruction.
I've already given it an instruction, but I'll do that the next time.
You just tell me one of the wounded shock troops, one of the other shock troops.
One of the wounded shock troops.
Okay. So the one that was on Boris or the one that Jacob was hitting with arrows?
The one that hit with arrows.
Okay.
So I have a +9 to hit, right? So I roll the 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I did roll, in fact, a 20.
Wow.
Again, third time with that.
So yeah,
2d6
yeah,
plus 4.
yeah.
So that's 29, right?
To hit, yes.
To hit.
Yeah, definitely.
So how much
hits.
damage did it do? It already did 2d6.
1d6 plus 4.
Oh,
So
yeah,
2d6 plus 4.
2d6
Plus
yeah.
4? Plus...
plus 4.
Oh, yeah, it's your proficiency bonus.
Roll big.
So 7 plus
Exactly average.
4 is 11.
Okay, take it.
Right on.
And you're still moving with the rest of the party.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like you guys are going to be shedding probably about 4 of your 6 shock troops, engaging the things that are in here right now.
Yeah, we've got 2 of them in Shatask. So.
If you still want to move through that way, right? So otherwise you have to stay in this combat area. But if you haven't, then as you're moving up in that same round, drones have blown through the next wall and you're moving into the next chamber that's beyond that one. So proceeding or stopping to fight?
Proceeding.
All right.
If I can grab my arrow as we run, I'll try and do that.
Roll a d6 for me.
D6.
And roll small.
What I get?
One.
One.
Oh, nice.
You got it.
Nice. Okay, cool.
All right. Jacob, where's the matriarch?
Let me see. I imagine you'll let me roll a survival. See
Yeah,
if I
do
can
a survival
see
check on that.
Okay.
You want to roll a d20 instead of a d8?
That's a d10. Thank you. All right.
Okay, you want to roll a d20 instead of a d4?
Thank you. 17.
Yes, if this is set up the same way that Krenoch Rogan was, you know that the matriarch's chamber is down beneath the council area.
Okay.
And that's if it's the same size kind of cavern, it's pretty big, but she'd be down at an angle, maybe 150 feet away and to your right-hand side.
Okay.
But the cavern shouldn't be that far in front of you and down.
Okay, so I don't even think that we need to go all the way into their council chambers. I feel like if we stepped 30 feet that way, we could dig a hole in the ground right there.
What was your roll again for a moment ago?
17.
You would think that, yeah, if you were in any of the circling towers, any one in which would be just like one tower away from where you are right now, closer, you should be over where a cavern should be.
Okay, so Zell, and we want to dig our hole.
Yeah,
and we
stone
wanna-
shape.
Yeah,
Let's
so
go that way.
The same tactic, yeah.
Okay, so I'm moving to the front
I'll cover you.
to use stone shape.
Okay, let me just see if there's any, because
How
again...
many more uses do you have of that, or do we need to go physically out of this building and into the next one before you start digging?
I have 3. I don't know. You got to tell me.
We might need to get into the other one mundanely, so that way we have enough castings to dig the deep enough hole to get into
Yeah,
this
that makes
cavern.
sense.
Now, as you're like looking to move through that space, there's no foes in here, but you still hear them fighting behind you.
Right.
Do we have
And
drones with us?
Greater than that, yes, there are still drones.
We could have them use their acid to break through these walls if they're just the regular walls, like
18-inch,
exterior walls.
yeah.
Right.
Those
And
ones?
Shatask is with you, and 2 of the shock troops are still with you.
Okay.
Too.
Yeah, I think it's less there's drones with us and more we're in the midst of an army.
Yeah, but so long as we have people, if we want to go through walls rather than using spells, if we can use their typical way of doing it.
Right, because that's their kind of worked stone. It's pliant, it's acid damage.
It's acidic.
But what you were also noting too, though, is that not just behind you where those shock troops are fighting each other, but beyond that, in exterior spaces, you can hear there is definitely spell casting and there is fighting going on. That forces are meeting each other all around the periphery of
So they're starting to recover.
Gha'Geendrog. Yeah. So they're starting to push back. All right, so Jacob, you have them like make a right-hand turn, but there's no one in this next chamber, this outer ring, and then you reach a wall. So you think it's by like maybe 3 rings away, either having to find a door or having drones go through those walls to get into the middle of that chamber.
Is there a door nearby, or do I feel like it would be most expeditious to have them
telepathic calling a drone, break down this wall?
Yeah, and then the drill goes right to it and starts pulling the wall apart.
So I guess there's not a door nearby.
Quickly.
Yeah, so it would only take a couple of rounds for them to have a hole be large enough for it to crawl through. And then
big enough for us, damn it, come
other
back.
drones join into it and make the hole large enough that you're through to that
Am I feeling good right now?
that next space. So you think
Yes.
maybe just 2 walls away from being in range of where there should be a cavern down below.
Now,
Okay.
while all this is happening, can I call my I forget what it's called, my fire spirit to me?
What's the duration of that? I mean, how
It's
does
an
that?
hour.
Oh,
Yeah,
I would think
it-
yes.
Doing the teleport thing.
Okay. Yeah.
You've already called it. You're just telling it to teleport.
Right.
Teleport
Yeah.
to this spot.
So yeah, come to me.
Yeah, but not too close.
So this
No, it blows up the legion.
Yeah, so if it
area,
was
not the
near
enemy
anyone,
area.
those people take damage now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Leaving it.
So
okay.
fire the spirit in each willing creature of your choice within 5 feet of its teleport, up to 15 feet to unoccupied spaces you can see.
Snag a couple
Then
friendlies.
each creature within 5 feet of the space that the spirit left must succeed on a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC, or take 1d6 plus PB fire damage.
Proficiency bonus. D6 plus 4.
I'm glad you knew that. I was like, personal best? Well, how do I know what my personal best is?
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled a 6.
All right.
Nice.
So, and that's what makes it a 10?
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you hear muffled ows coming from back out in that space where they were
They
fighting
speak
before.
common?
Now they do.
Now, when they're in pain, they do.
That's the magical fire damage.
We should have just stuck you in a fire for a bit.
What? That was mean.
Ooh,
I
to-
speak common.
To learn their language.
And
Oh,
did
yeah.
I read you right that if, like, depending upon proximity, that your friendlies can come through with them?
Yes, if they're willing.
Yes, one of the shock troops comes through with it.
Nice.
And they took some damage out there. They've made a hole through the second wall. There's only one to go.
Yeah,
but
I'd probably get the shock. Probably get the new shock troop to pitch in and just busting apart the wall.
but as you get to that point, Jacob, you can see that there's actually an opening in that one. So there's no hole to make. There was a natural door still in
And
that
I
one.
point that out so that way we can.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Hustle.
everyone's now funneling through into that point. It seems like the majority of the fighting is out on the periphery of the walls, and
Interesting.
things have been a little more vacated in here. But you're into this chamber, and you're in a central chamber of this tower. There's nothing, or there's no one else in this space.
All right,
take
Are we
guard.
ready?
Yeah, is there anywhere that looks like a thinner piece of rock that I can point her in a specific direction to go
I
down?
use my X-ray vision.
Yeah,
You right?
yeah. Go ahead and roll it to see if you can get anything from that.
21.
I would have thought anything under a 20 you could make any determination of that. Your best would probably be to start as far, yeah, really,
Right here.
as far, call it north in this as you possibly could. It's in the arc of that curve, just to get as most distance in the tunnel as you can. If it's a little further away.
And I point at it for you.
Yep. And so I'm using stone shape to create a large enough tunnel for all of us to get through.
Yeah, I think you
It's
get
a 5x5.
I think you get a 5-foot diameter tube.
So we might have to.
yeah.
How thick do we think it is? Do we have to do it? Can't you do it once?
You cast the one. There's no
I
save
touch a
on that. It
stone
just
object
does
or
it. Yeah.
medium size or smaller section of stone no more than 5 feet in any dimension and form it into any shape that suits your purpose.
Okay, so 5 feet at a time. Or is
Okay, so at 5 feet at a time, you're still in stone.
Okay.
Trust
me,
Okay, so I'm gonna,
trust me, we
I'm
just
gonna
need to do it
I'm going
again.
to cast it again.
All right, so do you get on into it to cast it?
Yeah.
Okay. And
And she's going at an angle. She's
I
not
have
digging
to.
straight down.
I have
Minecraft
to
taught me
because
that's
I
a
have
bad
to
idea.
touch it.
Yeah.
yeah, right, yeah, would be. So yeah, at an angle, when that goes through,
Wait, can't Jast cast touch spells for you?
Oh, she can.
maybe, yeah.
Can she?
Yeah, touch spells can be
Cast
Cast with
familiar.
familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one area of this breaks off like right away, and there's just a vacuum. The whole 5.
That's why I want to suggest Jast.
Yeah, the whole 5 feet wasn't enough to go through all the rock, but it is exceedingly unstable. If you like jump up and down once or twice, you think that last piece of this thing's going to go through.
Take a running leap into the hole.
But there is a hole right there.
I'm just kidding. I don't actually get it.
Cannonball.
Let the guy with an armor class and with hit points do that.
Maximum of 20d6 falling damage if I hit the bottom.
Yeah, okay,
If I hit the bottom, and just
What does
falling
feather
forever.
fall do?
Makes you fall slower.
floats down.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're too slow.
You don't take falling damage is the net.
You just
of it.
float down.
Doesn't matter.
Actually, it might just be flavor that you float slower. You could just fall
So,
at regular speed and just not take damage.
Per older editions, you did actually literally float slower.
Oh,
float
there you go.
slower.
Now you could you cast these like it's a ramp going through the stone, so you can imagine that lead edge of the rock where it's open right now. You can hop over that and go back up if you wanted to.
Right.
But just standing right here is kind of a dangerous place just to stand.
Yeah, I said swap because if anybody's going to breach, it makes most sense that it's going to be me.
Yeah,
Fair.
I would agree.
Go for it.
So
Okay.
then stamp.
Yep. So I'm out. He's in.
Oh yeah. So just hitting that and you go through. But it's only about 15 feet to go through.
Okay.
So falling
That's
damage.
A D6 falling damage.
Okay. So, do you have to roll that with him first?
3.
Okay.
So you land amidst stones, and you definitely are in that chamber. There are drones down there, as well as the Anuriak matriarch for Gha'Geendrog. What do the rest of you guys do up on the top?
Drop down.
Okay, so
Can I do that?
I'm pretty sure
acrobatics?
Shataz can fit, but I don't think the shock troops can.
yeah, they probably have to crawl through, kind of pulling themselves
Squeeze,
through.
yeah.
Can I roll
going
that
through.
acrobatics to see if I can
Yeah,
land
do it again.
gracefully?
Yeah, I like that.
22.
Nice. You take 2.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah, mine was an 11, so I don't think I would have made it.
I'm going to roll acrobatics too.
Okay.
I land gracefully with a thud.
14, 17.
Nice.
2.
Right on.
All right,
All right.
so as you guys are amassing right there, drones have come through, Shataz has come through, and you are about 40 feet or so, 50 feet away from where the matriarch is.
My wildfire spirit came with me.
All right,
Using my action to activate Sacred Weapon.
all right, done.
So glowy, brilliant light.
Okay, let's
That they
do
know.
let's do a nits. Or
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I say keep our nits from before. You guys are like at
Sure.
20 and
Oh, no.
21.
21, 20, and
9.
Yeah, well, it's just the end of the round. It's just where they are.
This is true. Numbers mean nothing after you've gotten into order.
All right, so then top of the round action would be Jacob.
He was before me.
I think he's at 20. You were at 21, I thought.
No, he
No,
was at
I
21.
was-
I'm at 20.
I was at 20.
Okay, Boris, 21.
So Sacred Flame is active,
Mhm.
moving to advance.
All right, so you're closing that distance. You can see it like moving to the side and rearing up. You're not going to get to it in this round. It's going to be like the next round before you actually close to it.
Can it move much? Because the last one we saw was kind of a ginormous
Yeah, it's not
thing.
like it's going to come like slashing down on you. It's just trying to get itself back out of the area. Drones are moving forward, but they look a little bit like you're about to be attacked by popcorn.
Yeah.
Jacob at
How I
20.
think of them.
Do I have a shot on it, or do I need to
Oh
move to
yeah,
get
my
one?
gosh, you'll have a
Oh.
tough time missing this thing.
Yeah, I'll fire at it. Let's see. I'll use one of my good arrows to start things off. Is it for whatever reason below its hit point maximum? He
It
has
is not.
before rolling to
I
hit?
could make it.
You're right.
I haven't used my action. I was debating using Eldritch Blast.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have cut you like that short. So
Yeah, I will. In fact, bonus action to hex it.
okay.
What do we do a lot of saves for?
Uh,
Con saves.
sure.
You do Moonbeam.
Oh yeah, Moonbeam would be fun.
So, yeah, it is disadvantage on con saves. I do an additional D6 necrotic because I'm a good guy.
It's the new kind of healing.
And, yeah, Eldritch Blast.
What'd you roll?
9 versus armor class.
Yeah, I better go check
I was
because
gonna say if a nine misses, we're in damage. We're in damage.
we're in damage.
We're in damage. We're in a bad place.
9
yeah,
misses?
Exactly. And if 9 misses, I
Definitely-
don't think we'll be able to hit.
Definitely misses.
Okay, yeah, no, so
right,
very
so-
dramatic
so-
warning shot.
Yeah, over its bow. Okay,
Gotcha.
Jacob.
Does a 29 hit?
Yes, a 29
Okay.
definitely hits.
You're at plus 20 to hit.
Not quite. Dang it! I forgot to do the thing that I remembered to do last time. We need more fighting things. All right. I won't do it this time. I'll do it the next time. So just doing a regular old hit will be 10 points of damage.
And that it takes it.
Cool. And now doing it with the advantage with the Hunter's Mark casting that and with the Colossus Slayer, all that fun stuff.
All
Let's
the stuff.
see if we hit this
Got it.
time. Yes. How's a 30?
Yeah, right. Ooh, so close.
The 29 hits. 30
You're
too
right.
much.
Split the arrow as it was traveling toward it. Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's 2d6 for sneak attack, rolling with advantage, 1d8 for that, 1d8 for that, and a d6 for Hunter's Mark. Can I borrow that? Thank you much. Rolling all of these.
All
That's three
that.
dice.
I bet he rolls big.
5, 9, 16, 23 points of damage.
All right, taken. And probably the most pain is experienced ever. And that's all kind of a screaming click sound. Probably never heard in these caverns before. And then you're done?
That's me. Yep.
Yeah, Kate, down to it at 15. It says mentally to all of you, truce. I call for a truce.
Thank you for listening. Be a friend, refer a friend. Follow us, help us, like us on Facebook, Twitter, and anything else. Support us on subscribestar.com/the-empires-edge.